Good afternoon and welcome to another installment of Spikemark Tech Tips. I am Mike Wade, Director of Technical Services here at Creative Connors. Today we're going to talk about position scaling. We get quite a few emails and phone calls regarding position scaling, what it is, why it's important, and how to do it. Position scaling is what turns the raw encoder counts into something a little bit more reasonable to use in the real world. No one, not even you, are going to say, move that wagon on stage 1,252 counts. We're going to say, move that on 1 inch or 1 foot. And position scaling is the little bit of magic math inside Spikemark that allows you to do that. Today I'm going to be setting the position scale for a spot line because it happens to be the machine that is set up in front of me. No matter what machine you're using, whether it's one of our stock machines or is a custom machine that you own or have built, the process will be the same. First open Spikemark and then add your machine. So today we're going to use the machine library, so click on the machine library at the top, grab your spot line and drag it down to the Q grid, and voila, it is in there. Now on the right hand side we need to find the network pane, and we are going to make sure that the IP address is set to be the same as on our stagehand, and our stagehand today is currently set to 192.168.1042. I'm going to do that and click connect, and there we are. Our stagehand is currently connected. The reset position button is there to reset your position. Your max up position and your minimum down position are your forward and your reverse soft limits, and those soft limits are there to stop you from being able to cue any position outside of those two numbers. Our position scale, which is what we're talking about today, is that magic number in math that helps us figure out what we are going to do and how we are going to translate this into inches. The easiest way to set the position scale is to use the position scale wizard. If you click our position scale button, it opens a new window, our position scale window. In here, we've got a couple details. We have our reset 0. So this, if you click this button, will reset your position encoder counts to 0. Click it, and voila, there is 0. We have our current encoder counts, and we have our highlighted box here, distance traveled, the units that we want to tell it to, and what our new position scale is. Now, currently, our new position scale is 1 because we haven't moved the machine. But I'm going to jog the machine manually now. The best way to do this is to get the highest resolution that you can and to get the longest position you can. So if you have a deck track or a curtain track, it's advisable to run the entire length or certainly a great portion of that in order to get as best a resolution as possible. If you're using a turntable, we recommend going around at least 4 times to get a good resolution, unless of course there's cable management issues, and then go around as many times as you can. So here we go. I'm going to jog my spot line here from the face of the stagehand, and I'm going to drive it up a specific distance. And as you can see, as I start jogging forward from the face of the stagehand, the encoder counts are increasing, and my load is going up. I've got it there. Voila. So I stopped my spot line and I measured the distance traveled, and the distance I traveled was 6 foot 1/8 of an inch. So that is 72.125 inches. And if you look down here, my new position scale is now 3133088, blah, 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 blah. So we are going to click the Use New Scale button. And once that does, it closes the window. The position scale is now added in there. We are currently set to the position units of inches, which I did in the position scale window, and my max position error is set at 3. And here you'll also notice that the spotline's current position reads out at 72.13, and that is the position that I just set it at. So I could write myself now 2 Qs, and I would be able to drive my machine a specified distance and get that distance successfully. I'm now going to write 2 Qs to make sure that my position scaling is correct. I'm going to use Q number 1 in here. I'm going to click add on this movement, and I'm going to leave my Q. I'm going to set my position in Q1 to be 72 inches, and I'm going to add Q number 2, which I'm going to make the target position 0. So I'm going to bring this in at 0. I'm going to load this Q, and I am going to run it. And it looks like I hit my target tolerance, and I actually, in the real world, hit the position. I'm going to drive it back up to 6 feet to make sure. And my cue completed. That covers it for today's Spikemark Tech Tip. Please email any suggestions for future topics to support@creativeconnors.com. And thanks for tuning in.